Thanks for watching ERi-TV, viewers. Welcome to our English news broadcast, live from our headquarters in Asmara. I'm Hamid Berhat. Let's first look at the top stories that are making headlines today. Announcement from the Ministry of Health. Encouraging students' educational performance. Wildfires in Russia spread to central regions. Japan expands state of emergency as Delta variant cases soar. Three patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests is carried out today at quarantine centers in Asmara Central Region. On the other hand, one patient who has been receiving medical treatment in hospitals in Central Region has recovered fully and has been discharged from the facility. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly risen to 6,581, while the number of deaths stands at 37. The total number of reconfirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 6,635. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 25 August 2021. At an activity assessment meeting the Ministry of Education conducted on 23 and 24 August was reported that the efforts of qualitatively transform educational service has registered encouraging results, indicating that the teaching learning process has been temporarily disrupted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Petros Hailemariam, Director General of Human Resources Development at the Ministry of Education, said that the integrating effort has been conducted to resume the provision of educational service. At the meeting, the heads of regional education branch presented reports on the strengths and challenges encountered, as well as efforts conducted in cooperation with the public and stakeholders to develop the teaching learning process and address to challenges. The meeting also discussed on the situation of the international insurance schools in Jeddah and Riyadh and the challenges the schools encountered due to COVID-19 pandemic. The participants, on their part, conducted extensive discussions on their reports, presented and adopted various recommendations. Seminar aimed at developing the understanding of the society general and that the parents in particular on childcare and on the importance of investment on preschools was conducted in Barantu on 19 August. The objective of the seminar was co-design plan based on research to ensure the expansion of the preschools in all areas as well as to ensure proper childcare. Speaking at the occasion, Mr. Musa Hussein Naib, Director General of General Education at the Ministry of Education, indicating that the preschool is the basic foundation of the levels of education, called for reinforced participation of the public and stakeholders in development of the sector through conducting research-based planning and investment, pointing out that due to shortage of preschools and number of children in the region have not yet become beneficiaries, Mr. Musa said effort is being exerted to enable all children become beneficiaries of the preschool education by 2030. The National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students Branch in Tsorona subzone organized training on poultry and bee farming the female youth in the subzone. At the graduation event held on 21 August, it was reported that the objective of their training was to develop the vocational capacity of the youth and enable them become self-supportive and productive members of the society. The head of the union branch, Mr. Girmay Gabru, said that the training was part of the efforts the union has been exerting to develop the capacity of the youth and called on the trainees to apply the training they received practically on their ground to develop their capacity, indicating that the training they received will enable them engaged in income-generator activities. Mr. Haile Mengesha, head of administration in the subzone, called for the sustainability of the training program. the trainings on their part, commending for the opportunity they provided, expressed readiness to apply the training they were provided, and improving their livelihoods. We'll be back with the international news after a short break. Russia's central regions on Wednesday battled extreme wildfires fueled by an unusual heat wave that comes after forest fires linked to climate change ravaged Siberia for the most of the summer. The region, which lies on the border of Europe and Asia, faced extreme fire hazard due to a heat wave. Images on social media Tuesday showed flames on either side of a federal highway between regional capital Yekaterinburg and Urals, the city of Perm, forcing the road shut for the most of the day, according to reports. The ministry said fires had meanwhile grown to intense in Mordovia, a region southeast of Moscow, that firefighters were forced to escape from a ring of fire. Authorities had deployed 1,200 firefighters to put out the blaze, and the emergencies ministry said. Officials in hard-hit regions have called for resource and economic support for Moscow to deal with the damage. Experts blame the huge fires that have ripped across Russia's vast territory in recent era on climate change and underfunded forestry management services. At least 8 more prefectures added to the emergency order, taking the total to 21 areas, as country sees sudden spike in critical cases. Japan expanded a state of emergency to 8 more prefectures, taking the total 21 in all, to stem a rapid rise in coronavirus infections, the minister in charge of COVID-19 countermeasures announced on Wednesday. The government has so far placed 13 of Japan's 47 prefectures, including the capital Tokyo, under emergency restrictions due to run until September 12 to combat soaring Delta variant cases that have piled pressure on the healthcare system. On Tuesday, country reported 21,500 new daily COVID-19 cases and 42 more deaths across the country. Nationwide, the total number of cases reached 1.34 million, with more than 15,700 deaths and close to 2,000 severe cases. Japan's case fatality rate stands at about 1.2% compared with 1.7% in the United States and 2.0% in Britain. NHK, the Japanese public broadcaster, says that about 25,000 patients are recovering due to the bed shortage. That was our news for tonight. We conclude with a recap of the headlines. Announcement from the Ministry of Health. Encouraging students' educational performance. Wildfires in Russia spread to central regions. Japan expands states of emergency as Delta variant cases soar. That was for today's news. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.